What up, guys? Kevin here. Let's talk dating apps because people are no longer using dating apps. I keep seeing these stories all over my Google feed that people are no longer using dating apps and what they're using instead. Well, I'm going to tell you what they're using instead and the reason why people are no longer using dating apps. Even though myself, I met my girlfriend off a dating app, so it is possible, but it is hard. It's super hard. It's tough, especially as a guy. I assume it's hard for a woman as well too. But let's be real, ladies. You got men throwing themselves at you on these dating apps. How do I know? I remember I went on a date with, I would say, I'm trying to be nice here. She was a little below average. I must have been very, very lonely that night or something. And she was just showing me just how much her dating profile was just being blown up with messages. But I mean, that's an issue too. That's becomes choice paralysis, having to weed through all that. I get why women just say, screw this. But anyways, yeah, but why are people no longer using dating apps? I mean, at first, these dating apps have been around for a while and they were pretty liberal with what they provided for you as a free member. Like, I signed up for these dating apps way back in the day, and I felt like I got a lot out of it being a free member. I don't even know if they even had a paid option. You know, way, 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 way more likes, probably infinite amount of likes. I'm trying to recall, but I don't remember having to pay to meet somebody off these apps, you know, 10, 15 years ago. Now, like, for you to use these dating apps and use your likes and even message people, you have to pay like 30, 40, 50 plus bucks a month. And even then, it's still limited. It's still limited. Hinge. I remember Hinge. People are like, oh, you need to check out Hinge. You need to check out Hinge. And I'm like, okay. I checked it out. I'm like, this app sucks. But then once I said, all right, I'll give you 50 bucks. I think it was like 50 bucks a month to unlock everything or whatever. Then it became usable for me. I'm like, oh, I'm actually getting matches and can meet people to go out with. Like, you have to pay to use these apps. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're a paid member or not. You got to know how to use them. You got to know what to look for, how to talk to people. I mean, just have it as well. Like, you got to be an attractive person. You got to have something that says, please talk to me. Because you can pay for these apps, but look, if you're ugly or there's just something that's turning people off, and whether it be your fault or not, people are not going to, you're not going to get the same experience as someone else who is paying money but know how to use the app. It's not the same. And that just creates a lot of anger. Like, yo, I'm giving you 50 bucks a month and I'm not talking to anybody, or the people I'm talking to suck, or this isn't what I'm looking for. So that's a huge part of it. These apps, they've all turned to a payment system just to even see who's talking to you or likes or whatever. And it's very limited. Oh, you're a free member? Here you go. Here's like 8 likes. And we're just going to send you all bots. Here, like the 8 bots and this person you find not attractive at all. There you go. That's your daily limit. But yeah, let's talk about the bots. It is shocking the amount of bots that are on these apps. I mean, I guess it's not, but the fact that they allow it. And as someone who's used dating apps forever, they're so easy to spot. It's so easy to spot a fake profile. It's so easy. I mean, for me as a guy, I'm like, if anything, like, if their pictures look too clean, if they're Asian and they're super like filtered out and they look like every picture is a photo shoot, like, yeah, it's a fake profile. Get them out. Like, I'm surprised these dating apps just don't have like a person or two in each major city to just, like, their job is to go through the apps like a normal person. Of course, they can't be limited to just the 8 a day. They would have to have the unlimited option and just kick everyone out that's a fake profile. It's so easy to spot. It's so easy to spot a fake profile, but no, these dating apps, they're just littered with bots, and for some reason, they don't do anything with them. They just don't. And after you interact with a few of those, you're done. You're like, damn, I just got ripped off. I just got all my money stolen from my bank account, or I just wasted time on someone I'm just not going to meet. It's like nobody wants to put up with that. Can you imagine paying $50 a month to deal with bots? Like, there's better ways to spend your money. Now, let's talk about something that's a little more personal to me, being banned. A lot of guys get banned from these apps. It is so easy to be banned from these apps. I got banned from Hinge. I'm not saying I was perfect, but conversations can go a lot of different ways. And you got to take your chances. You got to shoot your shot. And that's what I did one day. One day I shot my shot. I I was talking to a woman, and I thought we were being a little bit playful. So she asked me, like, so what are you doing? Or no, not what are you doing? What she asked. If you can do anything right now, what would you do? So what did I say? I said, I would eat you out and take a nap. I thought, all right, I'm being a little bit more playful, taking it a step further. And I thought at the very worst, if she wasn't feeling it, she would just be like, okay, no, but seriously. I thought that would be the worst. Okay. No, she like flipped the F out, and like not even 30 seconds later, I was banned. I got kicked off Hinge. Couldn't even get back. I like asked for a review, and they told me to F off. And I'm like, yeah, that's you can't be normal. Like that's a normal thing. As much as these apps would be like, oh, don't be disgusting. Nobody talks like that. Like, no, that's how people are. People get comfortable with certain people, and maybe I got a little bit more comfortable first than her. And I said that, and poof, gone. Now I can never use Hinge ever again. Never ever. And it's crazy. There's ways around it. It's like, oh, you got to do this. You got to use a VPN. You got to alter this. You got to alter that. You got to get a fake cell phone and use a different number and all that. I'm like, it's not worth it. But yeah, a lot of guys, if you ever just like Google like banned off a dating app, there's so many like Reddit posts, and it's all the same. Like people read those posts and probably be like, no, you probably did something stupid. You probably sent a PP pic or something. But like, no, I believe it. These dating apps hate men. They hate men. They hate men for the way they are. And I think the longer you're going to be on one, more likely you're going to be banned and they become unusable, which I used to think that you can't ban, like these apps can't ban, especially for like lonely men, and like this is all they got and you're taking away their number one option to finding somebody. I think that's really, really messed up, especially when it's something like saying, I want to eat you out, which, okay, I get it. Maybe a little too forward or creepy. But again, I read the room. The room said, okay, I think I can get away with saying it. But I, swung and a miss. And now I'm banned. But I got my girlfriend now. So everything works out just fine. And I get to eat her out. All right. I said it. I did. It's yummy. It's delicious. But yeah, so dealing with that, like, as guys, it's just, man. And the people that are on dating apps, it's just the same people over and over. Like, once you get to the real people, it's the same 5 people that are just, that is their hobby. It's just being on dating apps and talking to multiple people. And to be fair, I was this way. I was this way, I was just happy being single and just whatever, talking to different women, even though it didn't go anywhere. That's just what it becomes. just perpetual online daters. So like you meet a real person and you may even go on dates and everything. These people are very, very like they go head over heels quick. If you meet someone online and they're just head over heels quick and they think that you're the one and blah blah blah. No, these are the perpetual daters. These are the ones where they go on a few dates, everything is great, and poof, that addiction kicks in and they go back to being perpetual online daters. I know I'm that way. I didn't do like the fall in love, like head over heels, but it is like an addiction that you got to get over. Which for me, I did. For me, I did. I'm like, okay, I got a girlfriend now, or someone I like a lot here. Quit messing around. But yeah, that's just what's left on these dating apps. Like once you're able to read through all the bots and you're $50 a month, finally find someone real. But yeah, they're just perpetual online daters that are never going to leave and going to get bored of you and want to talk to 15 other people at the same time. But yeah, so what are people using instead of dating apps? So apparently, I hear Instagram is huge. I don't even know how to use Instagram. I go on Instagram, I'm like, I just look at the pet memes. Instagram, I assume like Discord, but that's what people are doing. They're finding communities. They're going back to the old ways. Like, oh, I'm into this thing. I'm going to go do this thing and find someone who else is into this thing. And that's how it should work. I think people really need to find someone that is into whatever they're into. And it becomes like a natural attraction. Meeting someone online, it's really tough, but it's very synthetic. It's so synthetic. Meeting someone online and just, oh, here's what I like, here's what I'm into. And even if you're into the same thing, you still don't know that person. And when you meet someone in person, it's just tough. I think the proper way to love somebody is being around them and annoying them for hours, weeks, years on end until one day you go, you know what? I think this is my person. That's the natural way. So meeting someone online, it's very tough. It's very tough. And I think people have figured that out. Like, hey, I'm just going to go do this thing with this group of people. And hopefully in that group of people is the opposite sex or same sex, if that's your thing. And they become into me and I become into them. And then we live happily ever after. But yeah, dating apps are just awful. They really are. If I were to these dating apps, like, I get it. They got to make money. But, I mean, you can't be charging $50 a month to open up, to make it usable. Like, hey, if you want to use this app, you got to give us like $50 a month. And it's not the same experience for men and women. It's just not. There's pretty privilege. Like, you got to have pretty privilege to get anywhere on these apps. But, yeah, I mean, I think like Facebook as a dating option, maybe Instagram. I mean, Instagram is Facebook. But that's probably what it's going to be. It's going to be like maybe these other apps that do something else that can have a dating option, that they can allow it for free. And I mean, just weed out the bots. I mean, if these apps just weed out the robots, like just all the fake profiles, I mean, that would be worth using. Heck, that might even be worth spending $50 if most of your likes that you get are actual people. But all right, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in on that because just like every day on my Google feed, probably because I keep clicking on the story and just like, yep, okay, same thing over and over. But all right, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. I'll talk to you later. Later.